In our last example for this lesson, we're going to talk about pie charts. Now, pie charts show a whole that is divided among parts. So each slice represents a proportion of the total or a percentage of the total. So this is a great way to show how a whole is broken up into categories. Now, the information that's given to us here in the table does not give us the percentages. So we have to do a little work to find that out ourselves. So we need to find the part out of the whole. There is a total here of 200 counts. And so the 100 people said they used laptops, 40 people said they used tablets, 30 said they used smartphones, 20 desktop, and 10 other. So this is the categories that it's broken down into. And this was asked of a total of 200 people. So to find our percentage that we need for our graph, I'm going to make a new column here. I need to find what proportion or what percentage is 100 out of 200. So 100 out of 200, that's 50%. Then for tablets, I'm going to take 40 out of 200, and that's going to give me 20%. For the smartphones, I'm going to take 30 out of 200. That's going to give me 15%. Then for desktop computers, that's going to give me 20 out of 200, which is 10%. And then left in the other category, we have 10 out of 100, or sorry, 10 out of 200. Let me fix that. $10 out of 200, that's going to give us 5%. So this is how we want to break up our categories. Something that I highly suggest is that you add up all of your percentages to make sure that it gives you a total of 100, to make sure that you didn't make a mistake with your arithmetic. So if we take 50 plus 20 plus 15 plus 10 plus 5, and we add all that up, we should have a total of 100%. Now, to create the pie chart, we're just going to start with the circle. And I'm going to do this by hand, but if you have a protractor or a way to measure your angles, that would make it even more accurate. But I'm just going to eyeball it. Now, what I like to do is I like to split my pie chart into 10% slices. So in order to take 100% and make 10% slices, I need 10% for each slice. So I need 10 slices. So I'm going to make half of the circle 5 slices, and then the other half 5 slices. So again, I'm just eyeballing it the best that I can, but if you have a protractor or something else that you can use so that it's more accurate, that would be better. So I just created 10 slices, and each slice is worth 10%. So when you create a pie chart, another thing you need to do is make a key. So while you're making it, keep track of your categories. So for example, for the laptop category, I'm going to make that green. So that consists of 50% of this circle. So I'm going to color, it doesn't matter which half you choose. I'm going to color half of the circle green. Okay, the next color I'll use blue. Let's do 20% for the tablets. I'll use blue for that. So since the tablet is 20% and I made it so that each slice was 10%, that means I have to shade in 2 slices for laptops. Now, this is a nice case where we're dealing with percentages that are divisible by 10. If you had percentages that were, say, maybe not divisible by 10, like by 5s or maybe by 12s, you just use the 10% slices as your estimate. Unless, of course, like I said before, if you have a protractor or something that you can use to make it more accurate. All right, next, let's do smartphone is 15%. %15 means we're going to have 1 slice plus half another slice because each slice is approximately 10%. So this here, I'll make this our smartphone of 15%. It doesn't matter the order that you color these slices as long as you make sure you label it on your key so the reader knows which slice is what. Or another way you could do it is label it right on the pie chart. All right, desktop computers is next. So that's going to be 10%. So I'll use this last 10% slice and I'll color that red. So the desktop category, I got to remember to put that in my key, that's red. Okay, our last slice, let's do, say, purple. Just pick a different color. We're going to do the other category, and that's 5%. So it was the other half of that slice I didn't use with the smartphones. So that's our 5%. So here's our key to show what these slices represent. Now, when we're looking at this pie chart, we can easily see how the categories are broken up. And like I said before, you can actually write it on the chart too as well. You can write, if there's room, I could write laptop 50%. I could put tablet. What was that? That was 20%. Right, so you can label it on here as well, but sometimes the slices get small enough where you might not want to do that. So pie charts are a great way that you can see how the whole is broken down into its categories by proportion.